And then there's Donald Trump. So Donald Trump has a very different approach. So Donald Trump makes big promises, and he always fails to deliver. He said he was the only one who could bring back America's manufacturing jobs. Remember that? And then America lost nearly 200,000 manufacturing jobs when he was president, including tens of thousands of jobs in Michigan. And those losses started before the pandemic, making Donald Trump one of the biggest losers of manufacturing jobs in American history.
The extent to which Kamala Harris has Trump's number cannot be overstated. And let's be clear, she knows exactly what she's doing. None of the words that she uses here are by accident. Do you think she didn't mean to call this guy a loser?
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
Now, just as a quick aside, it's pretty funny that Trump has predicated so much of his identity on winning, considering he's been unilaterally responsible for his party losing elections in 2018, 2020, 2022, and 2023. He came into office in 2017 with unified control of government. Since then, because of him, they've lost the Senate, lost the White House, are hanging on to the House by a thread, have lost state legislatures, gubernatorial seats, and trifectas. Even in winnable races, Republicans have squandered their chances by running people directly espousing Trumpism, including Doug Mastriano, Kari Lake, Dr. Oz, Herschel Walker, Don Bolduc, which is to say nothing of what's going to happen this November to Kari Lake again, Mark Robinson, and the rest of these MAGA lunatics doing their best Trump impressions for the voters. So that's the first point. But the broader point here is this. Clearly, Kamala recognizes how important the concept of winning is to Donald Trump. Getting on stage in front of more than 10,000 people and calling him a loser will not go unnoticed by the guy. In fact, she's made a habit of knowing exactly what to say to bait him, like this.
And I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you.
And this.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. New York, Broome County, DA.
And this.
Anwar again. I got it done. Ronald Reagan couldn't get it done. Nobody could get it done. I got it. It's probably the largest site in the world. Could be bigger than Saudi Arabia. And we will tap the liquid gold that's right under our feet, and we will, temporary ban, we will become energy independent. You know, we were energy independent 4 years ago. We will become, again, first time ever, we were energy independent. Or any other country sell cars into the United States to the detriment of our workers. Because with what they're doing with electric car mandates and everything else.
And all of this baiting is for a simple reason. They know what it does to Trump. They know that he will melt down. They know that it throws him off his game. They know that his ego is far, far, far too fragile to let it slide off him, and that he has to respond, and that when he does, he is so butthurt that he responds like an absolute lunatic. Case in point.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
Which of course prompted this very expected response from Tim Walz.
Kamala Harris was able to within a matter of a few seconds, use this guy's inflated ego and narcissism to bait him into melting down on a national stage in front of 60 million. You don't think Vladimir Putin could do that? You don't think Xi Jinping could do that? You don't think that folks who are looking to flatter this guy as he shakes down our allies like it's some type of racket operation?
In other words, the Harris campaign lays the bait, Donald Trump takes to it like a toddler to a cookie, and then the Harris campaign gets to turn around and point to Trump's inability to control himself as a very clear and convincing example as to why he is a national security risk. Rinse, repeat. But I do want to go back to the initial clip for a moment, because Kamala hits Trump on what he'd claimed was one of his biggest strengths. For years, we have heard this idea repeated over and over that he not only would add jobs, but bring home all the jobs that went overseas. He, of course, didn't do any of those things, losing 154,000 manufacturing jobs among the 2.9 million jobs that he lost as president, but still that hasn't stopped his campaign from figuring, well, if we didn't add any jobs as president, fuck it, let's just lie and pretend that we did. Like here.
And Nora, you asked about climate change. I think this is a very important issue. Look, a lot of people are justifiably worried about all these crazy weather patterns. I think it's important for us, first of all, to say Donald Trump and I support clean air, clean water. We want the environment to be cleaner and safer. But one of the things that I've noticed some of our Democratic friends talking a lot about is a concern about carbon emissions, this idea that carbon emissions drives all of the climate change. Well, let's just say that's true, just for the sake of argument, so we're not arguing about weird science. Let's just say that's true. Well, if you believe that, what would you want to do? The answer is that you'd want to reshore as much American manufacturing as possible, and you'd want to produce as much energy as possible in the United States of America, because we're the cleanest economy in the entire world.
That's J.D. Vance grandstanding about reshoring American jobs and increasing energy production. Again, he is running on a ticket with a guy who lost more jobs than any president in modern American history. And they're running against Kamala Harris, whose administration has literally done the thing that Vance is co-opting here. No administration has reshored more American manufacturing jobs, and no administration has become more energy independent than this one, of which Kamala Harris is a part. Vance is literally advocating for a continuation of Biden-Harris policies. So if you're wondering why it's so important that Kamala take the stage in Michigan and rightfully take credit for the policies that her administration is responsible for, it's because Trump and the GOP are right now engaging in revisionist history to help themselves politically. Same story, different day. So good on Kamala for taking what's hers and for showing America just how small, how impulsive, and how weak Donald Trump is. It's him who claimed that we need a president who's strong. Kamala got on stage and proved that the strong one here is her. Before you go, just a quick note, if you'd like to see more of my content, which is always free of advertising, sponsorships, and paywalls, please make sure to subscribe to this channel using the subscribe button right here on this screen. And if you'd like to support my work even further, you can grab a copy of my instant #1 New York Times selling book, Shameless, available for sale right now. That link is also on this screen. Thanks so much for watching.